Hello, Steve Fletcher here, and welcome to another tuition video. Before we get started, please can I ask you to like this video and hit that subscribe button, all of which will take you literally seconds to do, if not just 1 second, but it will really help me grow my online business and is very much appreciated. Also, if I can ask you to head over to my website, the link is down there in the description. And there's the dog. Heading over to my website where you can find the tabulature for this and all of the songs that I've done. The tabulature is there for you. Also, what I will be doing over the next few months, it's August 2025 now, is I'm going to be putting together a little subscription service for those of you who want to help me out in that way as well, where you'll be getting all kinds of extra bonus material that only those members of those subscription service will be able to get. So things like behind the scenes videos, extra bits of learning, what I've used to get the sounds, all that kind of stuff and more. So please check that out. So today I'm heading into drop D territory. We're going to be looking at that brilliant track by the brilliant Muse, Stockholm Syndrome. So the first thing I just want to do is what we mean by drop D. Guitarists in general say a lot of, blurby things without actually then explaining what they actually mean. So drop D is the simple process where this bottom E string is lowered a full tone. So instead of being an E, it is down to a D. Now there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. The most easy and obvious way is to use a guitar tuner. If you use a chromatic tuner as well, rather than a guitar tuner, a guitar tuner generally, unless you tell it otherwise, will just tune the notes of your strings. So if you're trying to detune or put your guitar into a different tuning, sometimes they struggle a little bit. Whereas a chromatic tuner will just tell you what note you're playing, and you can then adjust it to the note, to find the note that you're wanting. And that's what you can do with drop D. The other way of doing it is by ear. Now this is a little bit more tricky and it just depends on how well trained your ear is. But if you play the open D string and then play the low E string, you can adjust that so that they sound the same. Now just a little bit of a word of warning is if you are using a Stratocaster type guitar or any guitar that's got a floating bridge. What we mean by a floating bridge is a guitar that's got a whammy, is whenever you adjust the tension of one of your strings, because of the way the strings are held in tension by those springs, if you adjust the tension of one of your strings, it's going to slightly adjust the tension of all your other strings as well. So just bear that in mind, that when you drop D with a guitar that's got a tremolo system, it's going to affect all your other strings as well. So just do a little bit of fine tuning to get everything nicely in tune. But because I'm using a Les Paul, that's not an issue. And what I've just done there is a lovely way playing a D chord all the way down to the bottom is a lovely way that you can hear that harmonizing effect of your detuned D string. Now, this is something again, I do teach, when I'm teaching drop D, which is what I use this song specifically for as part of the drop D section. When you're using a power chord, now normally your power chord shape on those strings would look something like this. But because the way your strings are now tuned, this note here, for instance, this is an F, has now gone down a tone. So instead of having that shape there, what you end up with is basically a line. Now that's all very well and nice, and if you're just wanting to play those thick power chords, it's a lovely thing to do. However, just to give you a little bit of an optional extra, which is something that I throw in periodically. That D that I did a minute ago, but that shape with the fret 2 and the fret 3 there, and that open string, that can be moved all over the place with that drop D very effectively. So we can take that power chord shape. Now if I was doing that D suspended 2 shape, that's obviously the 2nd fret and the 3rd fret there. If this was my note, the 2nd fret and the 3rd fret above that would be that 5th and 6th fret there. And I can put that same shape, that same D sus2 shape there, and end up with a chord that sounds like this. It is still basically a power chord, but as you can hear, because it's got those higher strings involved, it just sounds a lot richer as a chord than just doing that. Don't get me wrong, there's moments where that is a very effective thing and that's the thing you should do. But just sometimes in those verses and stuff and the choruses where you might just want things to be a little bit thicker, a little bit more harmonically rich, doing something like that is a lot more preferable. So thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please do take a moment to like this video. Please subscribe. Please leave me some nice comments. Make me feel all warm and fuzzy. And we'll see you next time, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much. Bye now.